Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of KITAKUBU BAKO. In today's episode, we actually have a really awesome guest. She is a huge fan of RPGs, and as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of RPGs as well, so I'm actually very excited to talk RPGs with her. We have MandyleePlays. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
So yeah,
And I'm
Mandy.
glad you
Oh, no.
pronounced your name because I was like, how do I pronounce his
Oh,
name?
it's KitaSean. So
Yeah.
yeah, everyone calls me Kita, everyone calls me Sean. So whatever you feel comfortable, all good.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right, so yeah, Mandy, you've been doing what videos for about 6 years now, I believe. And
Almost 7 or 8. It's
wow,
been a
okay,
while.
yeah, you've been doing it a lot, and mainly focusing on RPGs. Obviously, you have a
Mhm.
lot of different videos from like what games you picked up, reviews,
Yeah,
and
a
I
lot of
mean,
list videos too.
yeah, but like mostly focusing on RPGs, which I really like.
Mhm.
Um, do you actually play any other types of games, or is it just strictly
Um,
RPGs?
I like, casual games. Like, I like a lot of Nintendo games as well,
Hmm.
like Mario, Zelda, Animal Crossing. So I play other genres, but the RPG genre is like uh my main passion, I guess.
Okay. And then yeah, I've actually been watching a lot of your videos coming up to this interview here, and I've noticed that you're a huge fan of the Atelier series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Atelier series is something that I recently got into. My first Atelier series was Ryza, actually. I
Nice.
actually
That was the
had,
first one
yeah,
as
a
well.
friend of mine who actually works for Koei gave me a copy,
Nice.
and I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll check it out. So I tried it, and I was surprisingly enjoying the game quite a lot.
Me
Um,
too. I didn't like when I first played it, I played Ryza, the first one.
mhm.
I didn't think I'll like it. I was just like, you know, it was a dry season and I was looking for a game. So I picked that one up and man, was I surprised. I got so addicted. It was crazy.
have you
Ever
ever played?
since then,
Have you ever
I
played any of
picked it.
the other Atelier games before? Or...
hmm
Okay,
Right now, I'm only missing the Arlen trilogy, but I've played the other ones.
okay.
And yeah,
I mean, yeah,
can't wait for the new one.
yeah,
Oof.
the new one, right? Yeah, I'm super excited for that one as well. Like, I knew about the series back in the day. I think the one thing that was like the reason why I never really touched the game was because of the time system that it had in the game.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not a big fan of those. What do you think about those? Are you a fan of those
Um,
or?
the earlier ones, like from the Dust trilogy, those are manageable, but I heard like the Arlen trilogy has them a bit bad where you kind of have to be on top of it.
Mm,
But from what I've played, the time mechanic, I wish it wasn't there. But if it's there, they give you plenty of enough time.
I see.
It's just not my preferred way, and I'm glad that they changed it.
Yeah, like you said, like just going into Ryza, I can just take my time playing it, craft all I want.
Yeah.
So yeah, like just playing Ryza really opened up my eyes towards the Atelier series. I mean, I think I played. I still have to play the first one, but I played Atelier Sophie too. I really enjoyed that one.
Oh my god, that one was so good.
Yeah, I thought it was a little
So,
short though, but I still thought it was good.
mhm.
I mean, what are your other top RPGs, if you don't mind me asking?
Right now, I'm really into Metaphor Fantasio. That game is so
The
good.
new one, yeah, yeah.
I'm like not even close to like the meat of it. The game is long, but I'm really enjoying it. Also, like a big fan of Mario and Luigi,
Okay.
and I like Final Fantasy, but lately they've been kind of so I can't really.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, and just a bunch of other. Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorites.
Mm, okay,
Um, so yeah, there's a lot of them. Oh, Nier Automata, one of my
of
favorites
course.
too.
Okay.
So there's so much, but like I always forget when it's time to list them off. I'm like, jeez, I can't remember.
Yeah, like for me, I think I think my number one RPG is like hands down Valkyria Chronicles, the tactical RPG.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was so good. I
very
love it so
very
much.
underrated, but that's
Yeah,
my all-time favorite. Then you have the Trail series and stuff like that.
I just I want to get into the Trail series, but every time I start, funny enough, they announce like a remake or another game, and it's like, okay, I'll wait for that one.
Right, right.
And now they announced the Sky Trilogy one. Well,
which
the
I
first one.
which is I think a great entry point for fans who or for those who
Yeah,
want to get into it, right? Yeah.
I just got into Cold Steel, so I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
let me just stop Cold Steel and try that one
I see.
when
Okay.
it comes out.
Yeah,
I want to.
if you like a lot of like story building, character building, then yeah, I highly recommend the Trails series.
It's very like intimidating though, not gonna lie.
That yeah, I can't disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, but with the remakes, hopefully I'll get caught up
Mhm,
and I could give the series a proper try.
mhm.
'Cause I've been hearing nothing but great things.
Hmm. Okay. But so again, going back to your videos, you do a lot of pickup videos where you pick up games and you introduce them and stuff like that. Like I can only imagine that your backlog is just piled up. Is that the case, or do you
Is
actually play all your games on a timely
yes.
manner?
There are times where I'm a little bit caught up, but lately, especially October, it's like big when it comes to releases.
Hmm.
Like, holy cow. And then November is gonna be a big month too. So my backlog is pretty backed up, but I usually keep track of it or manage it a little bit. So,
I'm way backed up. I probably have like 20 plus games backed up. That's how much I
like,
have.
I'm playing way too many games, like,
Yeah.
on cycle. Like, Yeast 10 just came out.
Right.
I'm also doing Metaphor, finishing up Echoes of Wisdom. There's a lot of games I need to finish.
Hmm. Okay. So you actually play like game.
Crazy.
You don't focus on one game when playing. You actually you play like multiple games at a time, kind of thing.
Sometimes I will just focus on one, but I'll probably play like a big RPG and then something smaller.
Okay.
But I usually don't play like multiple big RPGs at the same time.
Yeah.
I get too overwhelmed.
Yeah. All right. Um, it does look like you do live stream on YouTube, right? But I actually had a question regarding this one. So I know you just mentioned that like you do play multiple games at a time, and that's what it looks like when watching your streams. But when playing,
Yeah.
like for example, Metaphor, I do see that you have a stream for Metaphor, and then you have a stream for like Yeast Nordics. Like, are like when you stream, do you stream the game but also play it offline as well?
Sometimes I'll stream like the first part, so it'd be like my first impressions.
Oh, okay.
If it does well and I'm vibing with it, then I'll stream it. But with larger RPGs, they tend to take long, so I won't really stream the whole thing.
Mm,
But smaller ones, I'll stream on my channel. But I mostly do like first impressions, things like that. Now, if I do a streaming series, that means I'll stream the whole thing
I
on
see.
stream.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I've recently started streaming again. Right now I'm doing Daybreak, Trails Through Daybreak. So
nice.
yeah, I'm like I think hopefully I'm like halfway done. I don't know. I heard that game is like super long too, but the shortest out of the entire series, but it's still long.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've been consistently streaming again, which I think is cool. And then I'm mainly focusing on RPGs right now too, because I mean my backlog is all RPGs right now.
Yeah. Like my recent streaming series that ended was Yeast 9.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah, I do see that right now. I'm looking at your channel right now. Yeah, I do see Yeast 9, and then I do see a little bit of Zelda here and there.
mhm.
How's that game? Like, I actually was a little bit interested in that Zelda game.
That game is really good, and I like the gameplay mechanic, though it is kind of weird. So, I mean, there's another mechanic that kind of makes up for that,
Hmm.
but I like it. I feel like this being the first Zelda game to play as Zelda, there's a lot of potential, and hopefully she'll play a bigger role uh in like a Tears of a Kingdom type game.
Hmm. going back to the Atelier series, Yumiya obviously coming out in February. We also found out recently what do you call it? What was it called? The
Xenogears?
yeah, that's coming out right
Chronicles
literally
X.
what a day before, a day after, I
Yeah,
can't remember. Like
yeah, that one's pretty.
February is gonna be pretty crazy for RPG fans.
Yeah, Monster Hunter
Right,
Wilds comes out.
that's right. Yeah, I
Like,
forgot about
holy
that too.
cow.
Yeah,
But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X, actually pretty exciting since I haven't played it.
same. So
So I'm like, yes, yes.
yeah, I mean I did expect it to come out on Switch, but not this soon, you know. So I was like, oh
Yeah, they
okay.
kind of just dropped it out of nowhere.
Yeah, like no, like, they didn't have a direct, right? They just randomly
Mm-mm.
announced it,
Yeah.
which is very surprising for Nintendo to do. Is there like an RPG game that you were looking forward to that you haven't that's been announced,
Mhm.
other than Yumiya and Xenogears, or are those like probably the two that like, yeah, I want to play
Those
those?
are a big two of them. Um, the Trails game, Trails to the Sky, the first one,
Hmm.
and there's a ton more. There's one by Microsoft called Expedition 33 or something.
Oh, okay, I've never heard of
That
that
one
actually.
looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's it so far.
Mhm.
Unless I'm forgetting something, which I'm probably forgetting something.
But okay.
But yep, I am really excited. So much good stuff.
Yeah. So like I do notice that you do a lot of videos when it comes to like hidden gems or like mental
Mhm.
health in games, like comfy
Mhm.
games and stuff like that. Like what came like how did you come up with those ideas? Because I don't see you don't see a lot of other video game YouTubers do that. Like
Oh well, I'm just pretty much I just write my ideas down
mm,
and do that. If it does like really good, I'll do like a part two or something. But yeah, I just do a lot of list videos and I just think of them and try to add my games into it.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, by the way, what inspired you to start doing YouTube and just focus on RPGs?
Um, well, my channel, I started off like mostly Nintendo only, but then I kind of rebranded to RPGs. But I guess what inspired me was I wanted to share my opinions about games.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh, let me start a channel. And, you know, now we're here, so.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I've been watching a lot of your videos recently. I've been really enjoying them. Like, again, like I didn't know sometimes, like, oh, I didn't even think about like, oh, these games could, uh, focus on these topics and stuff like that. Like when I saw, I think it was your hidden gem video, hidden game videos. I was like, oh, I never knew this RPG existed. So I looked into that. I ended up buying it and stuff like that. So yeah,
Good.
a lot of definitely your videos have inspired me to go buy and look at
Mhm.
these games so that I can play them in the
Thank you.
future.
Thank you. I'm honored.
I know you're not afraid to say bad things about your favorite RPGs, which I think obviously everyone should have something that they hate about their favorite RPGs.
Hmm.
Like for in your opinion, what makes a good RPG
A story.
story?
If the story's bad, then kind of it for me.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's the main thing. Story and characters.
Hmm.
Because if, like the story's boring and then the characters are boring, I'm just gonna be bored. I always like story in video games. In my opinion, it's kind of like better than gameplay,
Hmm.
even though both of them are like equal. But to me, if the story's bad, then I kind of have a hard time bridging through a game.
Hmm. Okay.
So,
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I completely agree with that. I mean, I guess if you want to solely focus on gameplay, then obviously you should, it's like just pick up a hack and slash game or a shooter or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoy those games too, but I don't know, with RPGs, you kind of have to have a good story.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely, if you're gonna like put multiple hours into it, yeah, definitely
Hmm.
for sure. Like, do you by chance um like I I can only assume you also watch other YouTubers that like do what you do. But I've also been watching a lot of YouTubers that like do like the game hunting, like the collecting part. Like for
Oh
example,
yeah.
I'm not sure if you know them. Like for example, like Retro Rick or uh, Pixel Squad and stuff like that. Um, have you ever thought about maybe like showing off like doing a collection video and stuff like that, or like showing
Um,
like hunting, like go actually going out and like doing your video game hunting?
well, I'm a physical collector, but like I wouldn't go out of my way to go buy a game physically. Like my collection's back there.
Mm-hmm.
So, little, but I tend to just collect the things that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are really crazy about physical collecting.
Right.
It has to have like this serial number, it has to be imported or not. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy, but for me, if I could see the game physically, I'll buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like ship it from Asia or anything. Like no. So
So if it's like somewhere like, oh, I can just get it at my local GameStop, completely fine kind of
yeah,
thing. Okay.
basically.
Got it. Okay. And then when it comes to like the remakes and stuff like that, because I know you do make a couple videos regarding like, oh, like this game should get a remake. Like is
Mhm.
there like a game that you've never touched from back in the day that you do want to see get a remake? Like for example, for me, I think a lot of people can also agree with me on this. I personally want to see Golden Sun get some kind of remake. I think that would be really cool. But what about you? Is there like a specific game you want to see get a remake?
I would probably want Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger. Okay.
I recently played it for the first time too, and I was like, man, this will look good remade
Mm-hmm.
and all the bells and whistles. It'll be so good.
Yeah.
And plus, it's a classic.
Right.
I'm not sure why they haven't done it at this point.
Which is something weird, but at the same time, like I think at this point they would have to find a new character designer, right? Because
Yeah,
so that's the
it'll kind
unfortunate
of need
part.
to be like Final Fantasy VII. The whole thing has to change.
Right. Like I just feel like they have to obviously they're gonna have to redesign like the gameplay a little bit here and there. Maybe expand a little bit on the story, I think, because it's gonna be a
Yeah.
very short game if they do remake it.
Yeah, but I hear Chrono Cross, I think the sequel,
Hmm.
a lot of people don't like it. I haven't played it yet, so I can't really say, but I'm like,
I think
kind of
yeah,
want to try it out though.
I think as a sequel, like quotation sequel, I think as a sequel people don't like it, but it does have its fan base. Like I do remember playing it. I never really looked at it as a sequel, to be honest. So I think if you look at it as a direct sequel, then yeah, maybe. But I think you have to treat it as its own game in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely would love to see Chrono Trigger get a remake.
Um,
I think maybe. Do you think maybe for example, like how Dragon Quest is getting that remake? Do you think it should be like that style or like a full on like, hey,
I
look.
think it would be better in that art style,
Mhm.
though they could go with the whole, remake it all. So, but I think it would do better with the Dragon Quest art style.
Yeah, yeah, I
You
agree.
know, clean it up a little bit, maybe
Yeah.
make it a little bit longer, but some people won't like that. So,
But yeah, I mean, definitely would love to see a Chrono Trigger remake. That'd be really cool. I know that would sell like millions of copies for sure.
I'm really surprised they haven't pulled the trigger on that one.
Yeah.
Because Square has been remaking a lot of games recently,
Right.
so
Yeah, and then I mean, right now it's rumored that FF9 is getting a remake. So.
yeah. I don't like how they do Final Fantasy VII with like it's in parts.
Mm.
I hate that so much. Like I'm just waiting until like they compile it together at this point.
Like a trilogy set kind of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can definitely see them doing that in the future after they release the third game.
Yep.
So, but okay. So yeah, like, was there? How do I say like when it comes to like these these games, like what are these RPG games? Like, what do you think is like the right lengths for you? Do you think? Like, personally for me, I think maybe 30-40 hours is probably the right length. But I
Um,
mean, it's completely understandable if you're planning to release, a second game here and there. But I think 30-40 hours might be the sweet spot. What do you think?
I mainly say like however long it takes to tell the story, but um, yeah, 40, 60, pretty much a sweet spot.
Okay.
Like there's gonna be those longer ones like Persona, you know, that take like 100 plus hours.
hmm
And looking while I'm playing Metaphor, that one's probably gonna take a long time too. So, but, I'm still enjoying it.
I'm actually
I don't.
surprised. I'm really surprised Metaphor is that long. Like, I thought it'd be like maybe at least a 50-hour game, but.
If you want to do like most of the stuff, it'll probably be a beefier game.
Hmm.
Though, I'm not really opposed to long games, though I much rather a shorter one, because it's easier to beat. Or if I want to stream it, I could stream it.
Right. Like, other than RPGs, other than video games, like, do you have like any other hobbies? Like, for example, I do notice that sometimes you have like anime clips in your videos. Are you an anime fan as well, I assume?
Mhm.
Okay. Like, what kind of
Right
animes are you
now,
watching?
I'm watching One Piece,
Okay.
and One Piece is long, so I'm catching up on that. Other than that, I liked Attack on Titan, Inuyasha, Fairy Tail a long time ago, though
Mm.
I don't like it now. Um, the new one called Dan to Dan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. I like the art style.
hmm
But yeah, I do like anime. I also like reading, but I don't really read that much nowadays, honestly. But I still have a few books
Okay.
here and there.
So more like you go towards more like the bigger names when it comes to, like, the anime than like no, they're
Yeah.
like niche titles that you watch, or
Niche.
like, for example, like any of, like, this the smaller series, like, the comedy series, or like for example, like Konosuba or Haruhi or anything
I
like that.
love Death Note.
Death Note. Okay.
That, that one's perfect when it comes to like episodes. It's not too long, it's not too short,
hmm
and it was just a really good series.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm pretty like I guess a casual when it comes to anime.
Okay.
I mostly watch what's popular and stuff.
Okay. Noted on that. Like, and then I do notice that you do collect some like figures here and there. I think I saw like some like Atelier and androids. Like, are
Oh
you
yeah.
do you only collect like figures of like your favorite RPGs anime, or like do you just like.
I just collect the my favorite games. I don't collect too much because I don't really have any space to put all
Mhm.
those figurines. So I just pick the ones I like the best.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Like, then I guess going back to the video game part, like, is there like a dream game that, like, or how do I say it? Like, is there like a dream type of like RPG game that you want like this company to make by chance, or?
Um, I don't, I'm not sure. I have so much good RPGs. It's really hard to think of a dream one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm good in that department.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to let the devs decide on that part, I guess.
hmm
Okay. So, when coming up with like your videos, for example, like unique RPG mechanics, I know, or like for example, like the unique JRPG mechanics, like the essential games and stuff like that, I know you write down your ideas and stuff, but like, um how do you like compose like the content for the video? Like, do you just like write it out on a script, like double check it, make sure everything's correct that you want to say, um
I, I script it.
script everything? Okay.
Some stuff is just like, add on, but it's mostly I have to script it because then I'll just keep talking about something and it just doesn't make sense. So to make my life more easier, I'll just script it.
Okay, I see. Like, how long did that usually take you, if you don't mind me asking?
Like a day, an afternoon.
Okay.
If I already have like the games in mind, it'll be way faster. But there's some times where I'm like, man, I can't really think of a game. So I would just look at my game shelf and see which ones I'm missing.
Okay, got it. And then like, and then when it comes to like, I believe you release like looking at your videos here, it looks like you release like a video a week. Like, how long does it usually take you to like to edit these? And then
A few days.
Days, okay.
I would probably record on a Monday and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and a little bit Thursday, and I'll finish it up and then it releases on Thursday.
Okay. So okay, you release every Thursday. I didn't realize that until now. But do you mind telling me a little bit about the video you just released? I think it's called 7 RPGs that made the comeback.
Yeah, because I've been noticing like a lot of RPGs just coming back from being dead essentially, and a lot of series being revived, especially in Square Enix. And I wanted to make a video like, oh, here's some good ones that the series is getting like a second chance. I just find that really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually really surprised that they're trying to bring back Suikoden. That really surprised me. I thought that was a game that they would not touch ever again, but they decided to make remakes.
Like, some of these games I haven't played, so I'm like, oh, I get to play classic. It's just coming back.
Yeah, Star Ocean really surprised me. I was like, whoa, we're actually bringing back Star Ocean. That's crazy. Yeah, I've never played Mario and Luigi, so I can't really say anything about that. No, I've never played that.
You're gonna have to play Brothership.
It
comes out next week.
Okay, I'll definitely take a look at that. Put it on my backlog. But like, if you don't mind me asking, what's your favorite like dev right now? Like, I know you have a video about like ranking your favorite JRPG developers. I haven't actually watched that one yet, but like, do you have like, okay, this dev is number one?
I would say MonolithSoft.
Okay.
Or Atlas. They're both close. Because they're just both delivering this year for some reason.
Right. Yeah.
And,
you can't go wrong with those two for sure. Like personally for me, like my favorite game developer is Sega. I mean, recently they've been throwing out bangers here and there, especially because Atlas is part of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, back in the day, it was all about Sega for sure. Like Soccer Wars, the old Sonic games.
You have to play Shadow Generations.
Oh, that's the new one that came out, right? Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a remake of Sonic Generations, but with Shadow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it too. So, by any chance, do you have like a recommendation to the viewers out there of like, hey, this is probably an RPG you might want to start off with? Like, I mean, there's just so many RPGs.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like really kind of hard to choose. Personally, for me, I think I would go Chrono Trigger. I think that would be a great start, in my opinion. Because like if you I feel like if you give them like Trails or Persona, it'd be very intimidating for them. Obviously, Trails, how big it is, how long it is, and then Persona. I mean, yeah, Persona is, you can just play one game, but still, again, the hours you have to put into that. Do you have something in mind for newer RPG fans?
Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one. That one's really good.
That's an interesting choice. I probably would not choose that. I feel like it's a lot more.
The gameplay mechanic is a bit, not beginner friendly, but it's honestly a really good game. And I love the other games, so if you like that one, you're gonna have plenty of others. There's also Octopath Traveler.
I've heard about that. Yeah,
it's a classic, and it's a turn-based, so I really recommend it. And then there's Ys 8, which is my favorite Ys game.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I've only played like 3, so there's that. But Ys 8 is a good one.
Yeah, I'm actually planning to do a Ys marathon soon on stream. So I'm gonna play from like Ys 1 all the way to Nordics. That's my plan.
Wow.
That's my plan right now. Cause I've never touched the Ys game either,
Mm.
so I'm excited to do that. Okay.
Oh, and Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, KH, yeah, definitely. But going back to Zeno, like I was actually kind of really surprised that you choose Zeno. But yeah, like you said, the gameplay is a little hard. Like I remember playing Zeno 2, and I did not understand the mechanics for that
Yeah,
game for the longest time.
Xeno 2 was my first Xeno game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of complicated. It's just more the story
Hmm.
I love, so.
Like yeah, just playing the gameplay, I'm like I don't understand the gameplay, but I'm like the story's fun.
Yeah.
And then I remember getting into like halfway through the game, I'm like, oh my god, I completely understand the gameplay now. And that's where I
Hmm.
started enjoying the game, because of the gameplay, I couldn't really enjoy the game. But then once I found out, oh, this is how you play the game, then everything opened up from there. But yeah, that's a hard game to get into, to be honest.
Paper Mario is also a good one.
Yes, definitely, hands down, yeah, for sure. But okay, yeah, definitely. But okay, so we are going a little bit over time here. Again, Mandy, really appreciate you joining me with this. Thank you for doing this. Where can the viewers find you at, if you don't mind me asking?
You can find me on my channel, MandyleePlays. And yeah, I make JRPG content, mostly Nintendo, but I do other consoles too. So yeah, if you're interested, then head over and subscribe or like.
Yeah, I'll leave all of Mandy's links down below, Twitter, and her channel down below, so check that out. She also goes live on her YouTube channel as well, so definitely check that out. I believe you said you release videos every Thursday, is that correct? Every Thursday she releases videos. So yeah, definitely check her out, guys. But once again, Mandy, really appreciate it, and for everyone there, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.